Hey everybody, it's a beautiful night here out at Old South Golf Course. We're down here on the chipping green because I wanted to go over some things about chipping that you might have seen on TV or if you're having trouble with. And it's a very, very simple thing. There's been a lot of discussion on chipping. There's been a lot of posts on some very, very good teachers and a lot of debate by some very, very good coaches in the golfing world of late that I'm sure you've probably seen here on this social media outlet, YouTube, or wherever you follow some of these coaches. But it has to do with controlling where the club is going to bottom out to the ground so that you can have a better contact with the ball, spin rates, angle of attacks, vertical shaft plane, all those things that will allow you to chip better, have more fun, and enjoy the game more. So going back, again, even some of the best players fall into this trap that I'm going to show you today. It's easy to do because we do it so much in our full swing, but our chipping, even though there is a pivot to it, it has different things that happen in it or need to happen in order for you to hit the ball the way you want to and consistently. And the thing that we see quite a bit on, even with the best players in the world on the PGA Tour, and we saw it, unfortunately, I believe it was the Texas Open or the Houston Open just a couple weeks ago, was on the final hole, one of the guys had to get up and down for par to win the tournament, and he didn't because he hit one of his shots heavy. And when they rolled back the tape and they showed the slow motion of his swing motion or his chipping motion, what he had was a lot of leg drive. So he lost his base. He had his knees driving towards the target, which is going to send the upper body backwards away from the target. And if that happens, the tendency will be for the club to bottom out too soon. And I'm going to exaggerate. It's going to be way back here. So I'll drive my legs forward and my upper body go back. And that shot happens right there. Your low point becomes too far behind the ball. If that shot was very familiar to a lot of you, I'm sure you're shaking your head and say, yes, that's what I experienced, and that's what I want to get rid of, and that's why I'm watching this video, so get to what I'm supposed to do. So obviously in your chipping, you have a much narrower stance. Feet are close together or almost close together, and that is obviously a smaller base than your upper body. So your upper body is going to, the proportions, you have more weight and mass above your base, so it's going to be easier for your upper body to move side to side and or rotate. But in the instance of the chipping, and to make this very, very simple for you, is if your feet are narrow, which they should be, you're going to rely more on your turning and your pivot and rotation of your body than you are a lateral component. Again, in the full swing, we practice this all the time where there's a lateral component because our feet are shoulder width or wider apart. However, when our feet are very close together or even a few inches apart, we don't need to have that big lateral component. Just the rotation of our upper mass is going to have that pivot shift on the back and the follow through. So in chipping, I have found in all the schools that we've done, in all the lessons, it is extremely beneficial. You can call it a tip, you can call it whatever you want, that the motion feels as if it's more rotational and the club is staying in front of you as such, as opposed to lateral, drive the lower body like you do in the full swing, upper body falls back and you chunk it or you blade it across the green. So I picked this shot right here because this is obviously into the grain. I'm going to drag this here so everybody at home can see that club is getting stuck in the grain. It's one of the harder shots that there is. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lift the handle up in the air to lift the heel off the ground, and I'm going to open the face some so there is less club interaction with the ground and it will not get snagged, at least I hope so, by that grain. So handle comes up on the toe, club face is open. Now, my thought process again, narrower stance, more mass up above, is to have my motion will be more rotary and less leg drive. So let me give it a shot. If I can get the camera to follow along. Handle up, face open, make a rotary motion, and that's not too bad. I would take that. So I hope that helps your chipping to eliminate the leg drive. Again, if you're doing that, don't feel bad. The best players in the world do it, and they unfortunately don't get away with it, just as none of us would, or should we, if we have bad technique. Rely more on rotation and your pivot, keeping the club in front of you. Your chipping will be better, and you'll have a hell of a lot more fun in the process. Hey everybody, thank you for watching another one of our videos. If you found this useful and used it in your game, don't forget to click that like button and let us know down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out our podcast, one of the hottest podcasts in golf, Golf 360. If you'd like to watch another one of our videos or subscribe to our channel, you can do so right over here.